How's it going, guys? And welcome to the Florida State Championship live at Pro Play Games. It's going to be awesome and beautiful Miami, Florida. Listen, I thought it was pretty in West Virginia when it was like 30 degrees outside. I didn't know anything about this 60-degree weather. I come here, it's absolutely beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, we have two beautiful players getting ready to play here round one. We have Abella, the gray player on the left, playing Soul Striker Goku. This is the fresh off of his championship from Indianapolis. He's playing what appears to be the same deck. I didn't get a chance to really look at the deck list, but he's playing the same leader, which is honestly, in my opinion, a very ambitious choice going into this event. After the erratas and after the rule changes that we saw going through, I really expect to see a lot of sell. Now we have Colby Gerrish on the right. Now he's a Kitchen Table Meta Pro player. So already, first round of the day, we have the Kitchen Table Meta versus PPG rivalry, which is awesome to see. These guys are amazing. And we have Colby playing androids, obviously with that cell chain, which obviously got kind of a big buff. We'll talk a little bit more about that going into if we have a chance going into the event. But here we go. We have Colby playing on his second energy. Now remember, the thing about androids, as it turns out, don't have a very good turn 1 play, and their turn 2 play is somewhat lackluster as well, but Colby having that TN to go up to 20,000 into Chris's 10,000. Now, Chris is probably going to have to take this hit, which he really doesn't want to do, because what's happening here is Colby's being very aggressive at the beginning. That's going to put a lot of cards in Chris's hand, and then what Colby's going to try to do is do that cell chain in order to take all those cards back out of Chris's hand, which is very devastating. Now, as the Goku player, as the Soul Striker Goku player, playing against androids is always an uphill battle. You have multiple phases to this matchup. Step 1, don't get your hand ripped. You don't want to lose too many cards, which can be extremely difficult. Step 2 is you don't want to awaken your opponent too soon, because if you do, it turns his androids into like these beast monsters that you can't beat. They go from they get 5,000 extra energy, power, which can be devastating. So multiple hurdles that Chris has to jump through, but if he can make it through it, the late game for Soul Striker often can overwhelm the androids. So that's the matchup in a nutshell here. So we're gonna have Chris play off that boo again, digging for that results. It's a big thing that Soul Striker has to do. He has to awaken at a right time, but again, in this android mirror, he doesn't want to awaken too soon. So that's the strategy here. So Chris actually putting a little bit of pressure on Colby. I like it. Colby seems to be down to what appears to be 6 life. So Colby at 6, and Chris is down to 6 as well. So the life totals are currently 6-6. We'll get a chance here to see what's Chris is going to do here. Taking some time, making sure he makes the right play. Again, you have to be very careful. Now, what a lot of these Soul Striker decks are doing is they actually cut Objection out of the deck to be a little bit better in the mirror match. They want to be a little bit more grindier in the mirror match, be a little bit grindier in certain matchups like the Mecha Frieza matchup. What that's done is that's put them in a situation where they're actually pretty weak to androids, because they don't have a way to efficiently get rid of their hand. Remember, that's the most important thing, is that they get rid of their hand, but they want to do so efficiently. Because if they don't do it efficiently, then they're essentially just doing the cell combo for them. Colby drawing a Kel off of that, a great draw for Colby, but he needs to find a way. Chilling Terror comes down. Oh my goodness, this guy is a monster, especially against Soul Striker right now, because Soul Striker doesn't have a really profitable way to remove Chilling Terror until he gets at least 4 energy, and a lot of times 5 energy with Beerus. So he has Gohan and Kel at 4, and after that he has to wait till Beerus. So if Colby can awaken him the next turn, he can really put him into put Chris into a bad situation. Chris putting down that results of training his energy, which is pretty exciting. That means he has one in hand usually, or he's just expecting to get awakened here, which is probably a bold claim. Now we see a Boo coming down here, which tells me Chris is setting up for that Kel play next turn. Now, the good thing about androids is androids get around Kel pretty well. The way androids work is they reduce the cost of androids in hand by 1, but not in the battle area. And so almost all of their threats are 3, so it's really hard to remove more than one of their threats at a time. It's hard to move down to 5 with Kel. So essentially, you can almost always, you can't get a 2-for-1 with Kel. It's always just a 1-for-1 usually, which is another big win for androids here. Colby with another TN in hand. Interesting. I expect him to probably charge it. Oh, look at there. He does it. He charges that. Colby down to 5 life currently. Looking for that cell combo, it looks like, but I expect... There it is. There's the 3-cost cell. Playing it down. Looks like he does have the full chain in hand, which is interesting. We'll see what Colby does. Looks like he's going to go get that 5-drop, kill the Goku. Now, I expect Colby to attack with the 5-drop before he evolves to 7. We'll see what happens here, or absorbs the 7. Yeah, so we do have Colby at 5 life, Chris at still sitting at 6. Okay, so here comes this 5 cost out. And again, he can choose something to kill, which he did on the search, so he killed the Goku with it. He gets to draw a card after this this shuffle here, and then he'll see if he can discard. But he wants to put pressure on his opponent because attacking with the 5-drop is very interesting. A lot of times you can attack with 5-drop, and then if your opponent uses a bunch of cards to stop the damage, then you've essentially cell chain without having to use it. So we'll see what Colby decides to do here. He's going to attack 10,000 to 10,000, draw a card off the auto effect here, and see what if Chris decides to take it. Now, Chris is going to have to use some cards to stop this, and I imagine that he will. He doesn't want to go down because with the cell on field, it's possible that he'll lose the cards he draws from life. So it essentially turns, in a way, all of Colby's cards into critical, and it looks like Chris is going to dump that Goku in order to save the damage. Colby decided if he wants to attack with Chilling Terror here. It's a very interesting choice. I like not attacking with Chilling Terror here because if you don't attack with Chilling, then you put your opponent in a bad situation. They can either remove Chilling or remove Cell. They can't remove both. And so that is a a very bad situation for Chris to be in. So we'll see what Chris decides to pitch here. I can't tell if he has a Kel in hand. If he does, he can remove the Chilling, but that's the only thing he can remove. So what he really needs here is a Gohan. So that way he can get this this Cell off the field. All right, Chris taking his time. Again, in my opinion, the best cards you can keep off of 3-card hand with Soul Striker is a Gohan, a Results, and a Negate. The Negate stops the Cell attack, and then you're able to kill it the next turn with Gohan, and then you have the Results in order to draw you back up if you need to. So that's the hand I like to keep off the 3. Now there's some other things you can do. Obviously, a Kel wouldn't be too bad to try to draw back up as well. It's another way to draw. However, that's the way I like to do it. We'll see what Colby decides to do here now. It looks like Colby's decided if he wants to attack with this Chilling or this. He might actually just pass here. He might just say, you know what, I'm gonna make you have to kill one. But I imagine that Colby will decide to attack with something, and I'm guessing probably that Cell right there. But it's interesting. I think if he's going to attack with the Cell, he probably would have done it without before he would have with the 5-drop. No, actually, I see what he's doing. So what he's trying to do now is he's making his opponent have to take the hit because once he discarded his opponent's hand down to 3, and that definitely lowers the chances that Chris has the ability to stop it in hand. And so now he can knock Chris to 4 life and put Chris in a situation where he can't draw. I mean, he has to awaken. And so now Chris can awaken, but if he awakens, he doesn't get the draw. Which is fantastic. So it's actually a really smart play, very very efficient play, and one that I actually missed first look as well. Again, my opinion, Androids is one of the best decks in the format right now, but so is Soul Striker. I think that these are 2 of the best decks in the format. So Chris going first with the Trunks, looking at the top 2. I can't see what he's going to pick, but he snap picked 1, so I don't know what that is. Putting it on top, looks like he's taking both. Let's see what he gets here. He needs an answer to either this Cell. There's a Kel in hand, so that's his answer to Chilling. But I'm not sure if he has an answer to Cell. Interesting situation that Colby has put Chris in, where, again, he has to choose one of these 2 threats to get rid of. Both are frustrating. It looks like Chris is going to go with Kel, which I like. Let's see what he decides to do. Does go with Kel. Chooses that Boo. Going to remove the Chilling. That allows Chris to awaken. But I don't think that Chris can put that much pressure on the Cell here. It's going to be interesting. Okay, Chris deciding to go 20,000 into 10,000. Kel into Androids here, drawing that card off of Kel's effect, and Colby's going to snap take it, go to 4 as well. Now, this is going to turn on all of his Androids, and again, this is phase 2 of the Soul Striker versus Androids mirror, where again, you have to not only deal with the cell chain, which Chris has done a pretty good job against it, but now he has to deal with these powerful Androids that are going to come out that are 20,000 or 2 energy 20,000 attackers, which are just devastating. So we'll see how Chris moves into phase 2 here. Colby going to use Trunks to stop that attack. Chris is going to ready 2 blue off of the Soul Shaker attack. And Colby's going to snap take it and go to 3. Interesting. Looks like Colby is probably setting up here to do some damage. Now he did draw the 5-drop, which is interesting. He can actually discard Chris's hand again if he wants. He can play out 5-drop and then put a 18 under next turn, which would tap him out, but also make his opponent have to deal with two 30,000 double strikers with only 3 cards in hand, which can be pretty difficult to do, as it turns out. So 3-4 here again, very close game. Chris doing a fantastic job dealing with these androids. I mean, Chris showing why he won in Annapolis. Very skillful player. Looks like he's passing turn. Colby going to 4 energy. We'll see what Colby decides to do here. A lot of plays. Looking at his hand, though, I think he's probably just going to charge this 5-drop cell. And actually, he has a Doctor in hand, too, so he might actually just choose it in a Mass Saiyan. Yeah, he's going to go to 5-drop here. Mass Saiyan is fantastic in this board right here. He actually can clear Chris's entire board and then pressure with only a 1 energy double striker, which is pretty devastating here. Again, these Overwhelm cards gave androids a huge boost because they discard cards so easily. Something that can happen is that if you kill the 5-drop, or if you kill the 7-drop cell, you actually put exactly 5 cards in the android's drop area, which activates Mass Saiyan. So essentially, by killing their cell, you turn on their ability to kill your board. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like you have to kill the cell, but in return, he's going to kill your board too. So it's very interesting how this card has shaped up. Now Chris is surviving that attack, deciding not to take it. I like this by Chris, a very smart play. Putting that Kel into the warp. Colby again going to put a lot of pressure on here. Looks like he's going to go in here for a 20,000 double strike into Soul Striker here. See what Chris has to do. Again, very low cards in hand, but that's okay. Soul Striker's is built to play with a low hand. See what Colby decides to do here. Looks like he's saying no combos, maybe. I think I saw him wave it off, or maybe he's deciding. Colby does have another cell chain in hand, though. This could be game right here. It depends on if Chris decides to take this or not. I think Colby's decided if he wants a combo or not. I think he's trying to look through his hands, because he needs at least 3 energy here, so he might use a Kel here to go up to 25. This will make it so Chris has to use a Piccolo and something else. But actually, it looks like Chris decided not to take it, actually. And stopped it with maybe... Actually, not sure what he's stopped it with there. I was actually maybe off camera. Colby attacking with androids here, drawing a card. See what Chris decides to do here. Actually, it looks like Colby is comboing here. I think this is actually comboed into the mass attack here. I guess we'll see. Apparently I missed something. See what's going to happen. Looks like Colby deciding to combo quite a bit into this double strike here. Looks like he's going to try to knock Chris to 2. With only 1 energy open, though. And draws off the trunks. Oh, he's cell chaining. Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Again, I'm a little out of position here. I'll do better next time here. Let's see what he decides to do here. Looks like Colby deciding to continue to go up the cell chain here, go up to 7-drop here. Knock his opponent down to 3 cards. Yeah, should have went for hand first. I agree. I think that would have been a very smart play here. But again, I can't quite see what happened there. Looked away one second. Now I don't know what the heck's happening. As it turns out, Dragon Ball Super, everybody. That's how it works. Fast-paced card game. Says it right on the website. All right, we'll see what happens here. Looks like Colby, again, deciding to cell chain here and knock his opponent down to 3 cards in hand, which is, again, I find it very hard to believe that Chris is going to be able to beat Colby with 3 cards in hand. I also find it hard to believe that Chris is going to be able to get both of these cells off the board with 3 cards in hand as well and only 5 energy. So I'll tell you, if any deck can do it, though, it will be Soul Striker, so we'll see what happens. And I think this is going to set Colby up to have a very devastating next turn as well, so... We'll see how Chris decides to come back from this. 2 7-drop cells in play. Not what you want to see as a Soul Striker player. Again, has the ability, though, to remove one of them, I think, in hand. I think I see a Gohan in hand, but again, I don't think that's going to be enough. I don't think he could win this game off clearing one cell and attacking it with critical, but maybe he can. We'll see what his hand is. Chris taking his time, setting this. This is a very important turn right here. All right, guys, in this downtime, guys, make sure that you follow Pro Play Games on YouTube. Guys, check them out. Go to YouTube, type in Pro Play Games. They have amazing deck profiles from all of their players who do fantastic at regionals, as it turns out. Some of the best players in the world at Dragon Ball Super. Go check them out. Also, give their new Twitch channel a follow, guys. They're going to have more consistent content coming out, so give them a follow here as well. Guys, they deserve it. They are fantastic guys. They have an amazing shop here. I'll tell you what, it's pretty hot. But in more ways than one, hot store and hot temperature wise as well. So just come check them out, guys, if you're in the area. Love to have you guys here. Okay, Chris deciding to go to 3 blue and playing out Trunks. Another Trunks, good play. This is going to let him, hopefully find an answer that he needs here. Again, not too many cards that he can get here that can get him out of the situation. Super Saiyan Gotenks wouldn't be bad. He could play Super Saiyan Gotenks out, maybe pressure one of the cells with some combo cards at hand, and then untap enough energy to possibly play a Gohan and kill the other one. So you can actually combat into one and then try to kill the other one with a kill spell. So we'll see what happens and what Chris decides to do here. It looks like he's going to have to just play out what appears to be a Gohan coming out. Yep, there's the Gohan we talked about, and he's going to kill one of the cells. Again, a pivotal play, but again, like we talked about, that puts exactly 5 cards in Colby's drop area, which actually sets up the Mass Saiyan for the next turn. So again, it's a double-edged sword. Every time you kill one of these soul chains, you're essentially giving them the ability to attack you with a double striker for 1 energy the following turn if they have it. So it can be a double-edged sword. But again, Chris has to do it. He has to try to find a way to get these cells off the board. Okay, Colby going to use his. Oh, and there it is. There's that Mass Saiyan. He drew it off the top with that Trunks. There we go. So now Colby again has an ability to attack with double strikers, double next turn. Colby going to take that. Looks like go to 2. Again, looks like Colby's set up to end this game. He might actually even take this hit too. Actually, Chris is thinking, you know what? I might not want to give him another card here. This might be a bad idea. Maybe I just let this warp away, or maybe I try to put pressure into the cell here. We'll see. But I think attacking Colby would spell disaster for Chris here. He doesn't want to give Colby another card. Also, Colby has the ability to play a kill next turn, what appears to be a Mass Saiyan. Again, he can play Mass Saiyan out, attack him for double strike, and then kill it away to kill the Gohan, combo with the cell, and then attack with Kel to draw another card up. Like, Colby has plenty of turns next turn, and plenty of variety next turn, so I think giving him another card would be pretty devastating. Again, and because most of Chris's threats are double strike, knocking them to 2 is a very good thing to do. You knock them to 2, and now you just pressure them with 2. Almost all your battle cards and now kill spell. I mean, are game enders, so you can just start pressuring them with that. So I like this play by Chris. It's again, very masterful play, very good understanding of not only what his deck can do, but what Colby could do in the next turn. Like it, smart play. All right, so this is Colby's turn now. He did draw. I call her Big Mama, but Android 18, 5-drop Android 18, just a fantastic game ender right here. This is a double striker. Colby isn't going to think about this. He's like, Big Mama's in the house, putting her down, because this is a 5-cost, 25,000 double strike attacker that makes your opponent discard a card. There's nothing bad about this. Now, because he's playing androids, only costs 4. So it's a 4-cost, 25,000 attacker with double strike right now that forces Chris to discard a card. This is not the card that Chris wanted to see come out right now. And again, what's devastating about this deck, guys, is that this is one of 3 double strikers Chris has to deal with. Chris trying to figure out what he wants to do. First, he has to discard a card. Actually, I think he already did. I think he discarded the Trunks, which we see down there in the drop area, actually. Best of 1 or 3. It's best of 3, guys. Best of 3 format, guys. Chris going Sensu Bean, playing Gohan out, going up to 30k for that attack. Sits at 20k with no cards in hand. Interesting. So now Colby is in a pretty good spot here. He can, if he can just do the math, which is sometimes the hardest part about this game, and find the right combination to attack with. I expect Colby to probably, yeah, there's Matt saying he's going to clear the field. Or clear the Gohan, I'm sorry. And now this also leaves him a threat that he can attack in with androids. So he can attack in androids into Gohan to clear that threat and also draw a card as well. And then pressure his opponent here with this card. This is a free hit. Chris has no cards in hand. So this is 20,000 to 20,000. Chris is going to take this hit and go 2 cards in hand. Now Colby just has to figure out how he beats these 2 cards in hand. And I expect him to get the extra card off Gohan. There we see it. So he's going to get another card. If he gets like a Trunks off of this, it's going to be pretty devastating. He gets instead the wrong Trunks. He gets the Xeno Trunks and not the baby Trunks, and Colby's just going all in. Can you beat it with 1 card, he says? Can you beat this Pile of Glare with 1 card? Piccolo? And that's game. Colby taking it 1-0 so far. Fantastic matchup, guys. And again, exactly what we expect to see from a best of 1 standpoint. I'm sorry, a game 1 standpoint. Again, Soul Striker gets a little bit stronger against androids in the sideboard. There's a lot of things they can sideboard in, which we'll talk about here in a second. But the first game can be very hard for Soul Striker because, again, there's so many different versions of androids as well. We see blue-red androids. Colby plays mono-green androids. We also see blue-green androids, which is way more defensive. Sometimes they don't even run the cell chain. And so a lot of times it's very hard to know which version you're going against. Colby here showing us the sideboard a little bit. I like this. We see that he has Gohans in sideboard, a great choice. Again, critical pressure is very good against Soul Striker. A lot of times they can't awaken until turn 5 at least because, again, they cut objections a lot of times from the list, and you can pressure them with that early critical and really take advantage of your early awakening. It looks like Colby Snap put those in, which is fantastic. You can also have more options to remove their threats and play a more grindy matchup, which is fantastic as well. Chris has a lot of options as well. Again, we didn't get a chance to quite see his sideboard there, but sideboarding and objections is always a good good plan against androids. One of my biggest reasons that I think, what leaders do you want to see today? Here we go, guys. What did you guys vote? We have other 5 votes at 63%, Cell 1 vote at 13%, and Soul Striker Goku at 25%. That's awesome. I love Soul Striker Goku, guys. I know you guys do too. I know whenever I went to Richmond, you guys actually, I let you, the community actually vote on what deck I played, and you guys it was like quadruple the amount of people wanted me to play Soul Striker. I love it. I love that Soul Striker Goku is not only a great deck, but a popular deck as well. It's not one of those decks that's oppressive. It's not one of those decks that are like extremely hard to play either. It's a very straightforward linear strategy, but there's so much subtlety to the deck, and you can build a deck in so many different ways, which is fantastic. You can look at Chris's version of the deck, and it's way different than another version of the deck that might make top 4 as well. So it's just awesome to see that here, and I love the variety of this game, and it just makes me so happy. And it makes it even fun to commentate as well, because you never know what versions of these decks you're seeing. Like I said, even though Android is a very strong deck, there's 3 different versions that play completely different, and that's extremely awesome to see. So, and plus, it's always good to have a good Goku leader that's doing well too, right? You don't want Goku to be a bad leader, right? He's like the star of the show, right? So it's awesome to have that as well. So getting back into these sideboarding strategies, Chris Abella has the ability to sideboard in objections. Again, I don't know if it's in his sideboard, but he can put in objections. I like that play a lot. It lets him get ahead a little bit on energy, lets him awaken a little sooner, lets him put a little bit more pressure a little sooner, and it also lets him efficiently get rid of his hand. That's the main thing you need to do against androids. You have to get rid of your hand, but you want to do it efficiently. You don't want to dump your hand just on combos for no reason, because then you're essentially cell chaining yourself, right? And so you want to find a way to efficiently do it. And again, objections are very key part of doing that. Some other things that you can do is you can sideboarding a little bit more 3-drop removal. Sun Gotens aren't too bad. You can get rid of get rid of that Chilling Terror without having to use like your Gohan or like a bigger threat to deal with like Cell. Instead, you could use like a Sun Goten to kill Chilling Terror, and then he could use Gohan to kill Cell, and he would have been able to come back from that play a little bit better. So again, a couple different sideboard options you can put in. And again, there's a lot of 3-drop hate in this game. So again, Chilling Terror looks like a MVP card of that last match, but pre-sideboard it can be somewhat of a dead card if your opponent sideboards correctly. So again, interesting sideboard options by both these players. I'm really excited to see what they choose to do, though. Guys, remember, please, guys, do not forget to go to the Pro Play Games YouTube page, guys. Go check them out. Pro Play Games. It's Pro-Play Games on YouTube. Check them out. Just a fantastic store, guys, in Florida. I say it all the time. I'm envious of these Floridians, right? Is that how you say it? Floridians? With their amazing stores, their amazing players down here. They just have an awesome Dragon Ball scene. If you're anywhere near the store, guys, come down and check it out. Beautiful area, beautiful store, beautiful staff. That's the 3 Bs, guys. You can't wish for anything else. So go check these guys out. Amazing. Go check out their YouTube page. Amazing content, deck profiles, player interviews. Awesome channel. Also, guys, please give them a little follow on their Twitch page. They're just starting out on the Twitch page. Expect more frequent content on here as well. They're going to do more recording of their locals, and they're also going to do some Fighter Z as well. The Spider-Verse, Scotch there too. Haven't heard him. You guys haven't heard him talking? That's weird. He's been right here beside me the whole time. No, he's actually head judging the event. So he's actually head judging this event as well. Once we maybe get down to the lower rounds, he might jump in here and start commentating a little bit. But for right now, he's head judging the event, which is by the way, a tall order with these new rulings. By the way, Bandai, released some new rulings yesterday actually, and so he's doing a fantastic job out there on the floor, helping these players with these new Cold Bloodlust and Crusher Ball rulings, which is like I said, I cannot praise the judges in this game enough. We cannot have these high-level events if it wasn't for the judges, and Scotch taking his time out to do that is just admirable, just amazing. So thank you very much, Scotch, for doing that. I know he can't hear me, but thank you for doing that, and you guys should definitely give him a check on Twitch as well. Okay, so the game is starting up here. Looks like Chris decided to go first. Played his Boo out turn 1. Again, digging for that results. But my guess is since he used results as energy turn 1, he probably has one. So now I'm guessing he's just putting some early blockers out. Well, actually not blockers, early combo power out. Again, what you want to do against androids is you want to make sure you set your hand up in a way to where you don't have to take early damage against them. And Boo is a fantastic play to do that. So you can play Boo out, you draw a card, and then when they attack you, you just use Boo as a combo power and stop. But it also sets up Kale as well, which is a fantastic card against androids as well. So Colby going to draw a card for a turn, gets TN, a fantastic rip, because that's going to allow him to awaken this turn, which again, putting that 7-drop cell down as energy. Looks like Chris is down to 7 life. Colby looks like he has a power life over there. It looks like he's about to go to 6 possibly. We'll see. See, it looks like Colby does the whole 4-4, so he actually might be down to 7 already. Chris preemptively moving his Boo out of the way. It looks like maybe he comboed it. Yeah. Oh, no, actually, Colby decided to go Chilling Terror here. Interesting play. I thought Colby would play out TN, but he didn't. That's why Chris moved that Boo over. He just comboed because it was 10,000 to 10,000. Chris decided to set up that Chilling Terror. Interesting. Setting the board up. Again, Chris doesn't really have a way to remove it on turn 3 unless he has like Sun Goten or something, but again, I like that play by Colby. He decides not to play TN because he doesn't get any value out of TN yet. So I like that. It's actually a very a very masterful play. Something I would have just slammed TN and like awaken. That's what I would have done. And I see why he didn't do that. Just no value. And again, it's very important to get value as much as you can to get Soul Striker because it's such a value deck. It plays so many threats a turn, and each one of its threats gain at least a +1. Or a 1-for-1, if that makes sense. Skater 368 gonna rub Buhan Mecha Frieza, or gonna run. That's what you're trying to say. Yeah, Buhan Mecha Frieza. You can rub it. Sometimes if you rub your leader, you get a little better luck. I've tried that a few times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Chris taking that hit, going to 6 here. Starter Goku and Gotenks, absolutely. Buhan, guys, I'm telling you, Panhan, we built it on stream a couple days ago. It's been a fantastic deck, and these rulings are just making it better and better. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good deck going in. Chris deciding to attack 15,000 into 10,000 here. Trying to get some cards from Chris here. Chris going to use Gohan to stop that attack and put a 15,000 attacker on the board, which is kind of devastating for Colby, but it looks like he's going to remove it with TN and be okay. The reason why that is devastating is because he can actually just attack the Gohan into Chilling Terror and move it with no cost. So Colby's going to snap play TN and remove that Gohan and awaken, it looks like. Colby going 10,000 and 10,000. Chris don't take that hit, go to 5. And Colby passing turn here. Looks like 5 to 6, but Colby decided not to awaken just yet. So we'll see what happens here. Again, Colby waiting to awaken, which I like this. Taking a little bit of time, just making sure he can, again, there's no reason to awaken right now for Colby. The big reason why is because, it's a 10,000 on both sides, right? He's already attacked, so he's not going to get the draw off of it. So he's just biding his time, waiting a little bit, see what he can do. He doesn't quite need the 2 cards yet. Chris in a pretty bad situation. Trying to figure out what energy he wants to play down. He has quite a few options. He needs 2 green if he wants to play Gohan out. But again, playing Kale down his energy is very frustrating. But again, you have to do something. So Chris is going to play out that free Bulma here. And search out a Trunks, which is going to allow him to start putting either he's going to get Light of Hope here or the green Trunks, and he's going to get green Trunks here. That's going to make his energy a little bit better. Again, honestly, one of the flaws I think with the PPG version of the Soul Shaker list is I think it runs a little too much green energy, and it puts you in a situation where you never want, in my opinion, 3 green. It doesn't really do anything for you. You can only ready 2 green at a time anyway, and so I like to be a lot more greedy with blue. So I like to put a lot more blue in my deck. Now, what Chris can do though is decide not to put this as energy at all, and actually just try to find a way to play it to attack with it, and you can actually might be able to steal a game away here. So Chris is going to ready that free blue energy and attack. It looks like into Chilling Terror, 15,000 and 15,000. We'll see if Colby decides to fix it here. Looks like Colby's going to awaken, draw 2 cards. Draws a Kel and a Doctor. Android 20 here. He's just going to pitch an Android 20 to go up to 20. So 20 to 15. Good play. Chris, though, getting a free Trunks as well. Chris plays this deck like a piano. He plays it masterfully. It's just like to watch him play this deck is amazing. I can see why he won Indy. I mean, she's just like I don't see almost any play mistakes he makes. He manages his energy very well. It's just fantastic. So I just want to attack again, 15,000 to 15,000 here. Try to get this Chilling Terror off the board. Crimsonist. Sorry, can't quite see that name. Dusty, please explain the Cold-Blooded errata. I will absolutely explain that Cold-Blooded errata for you guys after the game, though. I will talk about it after the game. I do not want to talk about it during the middle of the game because it's quite a long explanation. So I don't want to do that and kind of get away from the action. But I promise, guys, I will do that. Yeah, also, SSG Ray says you can watch last night's VOD. Yeah, if you go to Kishto Meta Twitch, you can also check out my past broadcast there as well, which is fantastic. You can go check that out, go watch it, go see it. Also, 116 viewers, guys, welcome. And we're just getting started, guys. This is just round 1. So, it's going to get even better, guys. So, sit down, enjoy your Saturday morning, I guess. What time is it? Noon? Enjoy your Saturday noon time. It's like not quite evening, right? I guess. And sit back and let us entertain you guys. PPG put on a heck of a show here in Florida. Amazing. All right, Colby go up to 4 energy here. See what Colby decides to do. Looks like he's going to attack with Android. He's going to draw a card. So he's attacking again into leader. I can't see his hand. It looks like he doesn't quite have Cell Chain, though. He did draw Mass Saiyan there, though, with, I think, exactly 5 cards in field. I can't quite tell. Mass Saiyan not going to do that much against the empty board, however, but important to realize that he did draw it. So here's again 10,000 and 10,000. We'll see if Chris decided to take it. So Chris is down to 4 life. Three 313 gamer. Shame I couldn't make it to my states to get that sick mat. Oh, I know, man. The mat is awesome. It looks amazing. Whoever wins, I'm gonna warn everybody. Whoever wins, I'm gonna bum rush in the parking lot and take it. Because Beerus is my boy, Hakai, my friends, and I have to get the mat. It's a colored version of Beerus. It looks amazing. So, yep. If you hear about somebody getting mugged in Miami, my bad. They'll never catch me. I'll be back in West Virginia before they realize it was me. Okay, Chris deciding to pitch to counter that attack. Again, Colby doing again a great job putting a lot of pressure on his opponent. Chris down to 4 life. Man, just there it is. That destroy, guys. That destroy mode, guys. If you have it in the chat, spam that destroy, guys. Let everybody know that you're here from Kitchen Table Meta, guys. Spam that. Let's get some spam in here. Get some hype. All right. We'll see what Colby decides to do. Again, I can't tell. I don't think he has Cell Chain in hand. It looks like Chris is just kind of calling his bluff. Looks like Chris is like, you know what? I don't think you have it. And as it turns out, I don't think Colby has it. So we'll see what he decides to do here. Again, guys, remember, Android's getting a huge buff going into set 3. It's multiple searches and multiple digs in order to find this cell. Going to make it even more consistent. But again, Colby down to 5 life, Chris down to 4. Has the ability to awaken, but again, won't draw the cards if he does awaken. So Chris, what it looks like he's trying to do here is find an efficient answer. Probably a Kel is what he's looking for here. Really wants a Kel to be able to kill this this Chilling Terror and not lose a card. The stream looks great, man. The overlay and everything, dude. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that, man. And again, I cannot tell you guys enough how amazing this setup is from Pro Play Games. Just amazing. The stream room is just fantastic, and the play area is just great. I mean, we're in our own little room in here, which is fantastic. The lights and stuff here look amazing. I think they're going to take some pictures and put up on their Facebook, and it just looks fantastic. Again, I just cannot explain to you guys how professional these guys are. Colby letting the Chilling Terror die, which is you know. I think he realizes this is going to die anyway. Though I think I would probably want my opponent to. I would probably want to force my opponent to have to kill it with a kill spell. That way I can keep my Kel on field. But we'll see what Colby decides to do here. So here comes out Super Saiyan Gotenks. Can be a devastating card against androids, but again, androids have multiple ways to deal with this threat, whether it be the cell chain, which is pretty devastating. Also, just Kel in general can deal with it. Also, like I said, right now, giving androids 2 cards can be devastating, right? You don't want to give them 2 more cards. Put 2 cards in hand. One of those cards could be the 3-drop cell, and then there you go. There goes your hand. So it's always a double-edged sword when you're playing against androids, and I think that's why the matchup is a little favored towards androids. It's just much harder to play against androids than it is, in my opinion, to play androids. That makes sense. Not trying to take anything away from Colby here, just saying that the matchup you can psych yourself out very easily. And I think that the android players really count on that. And then the fact that Colby is a good player on top of that makes it even more difficult to play. Again, you see Chris Abella here, a champion. Colby just putting a 3-drop cell to stop the attack, meaning he has another one in hand. Actually, see, it's the second card in his hand there. Fantastic. Captain Logos, my boy, what's up, man? Thanks for the stream, by the way, at Pro Play Games Live. We miss watching the ARG so much, so it's cool that you guys are doing this. Absolutely, guys. It's just fantastic that they did this, and inviting me to come down here was an honor. Like I said, as soon as George invited me to come down here, I couldn't get in on a plane fast enough to come down here. These guys are amazing, and like I said, I know the people always say that the Kichito Meta team and the Pro Play Games team have this rivalry, and that's true. But like I said, it's more of a brotherhood. Is that right? Than it really is a rivalry. We see each other as friends, and so it's amazing to come down here and do this stream with everybody. It's like I said, it's so cool to come down here and just kind of be in there. I say like the Wolf's Den, right? It's so cool to be in here and be in their shop, and it's just absolutely fantastic. Such a professional environment, and I can see why their players perform very well at these regional events. They just have an amazing environment to play in. Chris again putting some pressure on this Kel. Wants this Kel off the field. See what Colby decides to do. Obviously, Colby's still at 5 life, so doesn't have the ability to use trunks or anything else in order to stop it. Colby looks like he's going to go up to what appears to be 40k, and Colby's going to say, "Okay, you got me." At Pro Play Game Live, thoughts on price for 3-drop SR Pan? Guys, I know nothing about prices of anything. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. Maybe if we get George on here later or something like that, maybe they can talk a little bit about that. I'm sorry, guys, I just don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I'll say that you should buy it because SR Pan looks amazing. Pan in general is just fantastic. And again, Pro Play Games, a fantastic place to do that. So, definitely, I think they have all their singles up on the site, so go check them out as well, guys. Again, I can't say enough good things about these guys up here. Okay, Colby's searching through his deck here. Gonna get the 5-drop. Guessing he's going to kill the Gotenks. Chris, like immediately taking that off the field, realizing that's going to be the target. And then he's going to draw a card off of this. Appropriate game should give us plus 5 AK and double strike to all red cards. Yeah, I'd say at least $1 or $2, right? It seems like a pretty good effect. I don't know. Okay, we'll see if Colby decides to continue to go up the chain or if he's going to start pressuring Chris. Again, Chris on the defensive here. Again, at 4 life to Colby's 5, he really can't afford to take this double strike effect. My guess is Colby is going to attack in here 10,000 to 15,000 to draw a card. We'll see if he decides a combo here. My guess is that he won't. He's just trying to get that free attack in, but we'll see. All right, Chris taking some time, deciding if he wants to save this Gohan or not. Looks like Colby did combo with something. Again, I didn't see exactly what it was. Looks like Chris is going to save it. Maybe another Gohan? That seems to be... Oh, no, actually, it's Sensu Bean. Captain Logos, did Dusty bring Loki with him to co-stream? No, I think if Loki came out here to this heat, he would step off the airplane and just pass out. He's used to like 5-degree weather, so. But maybe next time. Love to have him out here. My goal is to like bring Loki to the beach one time. I just want him to like run on the beach. He would have an amazing time. Okay, Colby deciding to. It looks like he's debating it. He's like, do I want to attack with this 5-drop or not? Now it's pretty likely that if he attacks with his 5-drop, obviously he has to combo. Chris's Soul Striker is up to 25k right now, so he would have to combo. Now Colby could just pass the turn here, but I don't like that play because it lets Chris kill the cell with absolutely no repercussions. And so Colby is instead going to go all the way up, discard it looks like one card from Chris's hand, and then attack in for 30 and a 25k, again forcing Chris to handle it. Ooh, it was like Colby actually might just go get another 5-drop here. Kill the Gohan, maybe? Maybe kill Boo attacking the Gohan? We'll see. Gonna get another 5-drop, kill Gohan. Like that play, draw another card. And then maybe pass turn here. Chris, again, guys, finding efficient ways to discard cards. That's how you beat this android, this cell chain. He found an efficient way to do it. He discarded 2 Sensu Beans, which put his hand down to, an amount where Colby didn't want to discard it, but it also protects him for the turn. So very smart play, again, by Chris, making these fantastic plays and really, again, showing his mastery of Soul Striker. Who from PPG is shoutcasting? It's actually, it's me. It's Dusty O'Brien from Kitchen Table Meta. It's right down there in the bottom left corner of your screen, guys. Has the commentator. We might have Scotch join us later after he gets on head judging as well. I'm actually, from Kitchen Table Meta. But I think we're going to have some player interviews. I think George said he might want to jump on in a bit and maybe try to cast 1 or 2 matches. So we're going to have multiple things happening throughout the event. We also have a fantastic PPG employees here just making this event even possible at all. So, again, guys, PPG's doing all the hard work. I'm just talking into a mic. That's the easy part. All right, now Colby decides to actually go up. And now he's going to pressure. Go into 30k. Looks like he's going to try to knock his opponent down to 2 here. This is high-level gameplay here, guys. This is like these guys are just playing fantastically. Ooh, I like what's in Chris's hand. Oh my gosh, guys. Chris has Android 17 in hand. This is a sideboard card that we see quite a bit for hand destruction decks. And what this card does is it has double strike, 20,000, but you draw back up to 4 cards in hand. This is a fantastic card in this matchup. And I think a card is going to surprise Colby. Colby's not going to expect this card coming. Actually see if I'll see if we can pull the 5-drop this android up on stream here. It's from set 2, green card. Colby's gonna play Bulma. Man, I really don't think Colby's gonna see this coming. Oh man, this is a fantastic play. And then Chris gets this Light of Hope Trunks off of the Surge from Bulma, which allows him to put pressure on Cell. So he can literally just dump his hand to kill Cell, and then Colby's gonna be like, okay, that's fine. And then he's gonna drop this this Android 17 here and and draw back up to a full hand. It's fantastic. Okay, here it comes. Oh, go on. Nice. Even better. Gohan attacking 15,000 and 10,000. My guess is Colby will let this happen. He's just going to probably snap take this. Yeah, there we go. Goes the 4. This what this does is just turns on his androids and allows him to put a lot more pressure on the next turn. And Chris passes turn. 3 life to 4 life. Colby going into his 6 energy turn, which can be pretty devastating here. He has a Gohan in hand. He can pressure the Gohan, attack Chris down to 3 life, and then maybe attack with leader, knocking him down to 2, and then putting pressure in with Android 18. We'll definitely see what happens here. Colby trying to figure out what energy to play. It's funny because out of all this energy, I actually think Mass Saiyan. Oh, there it goes. It might not be a bad choice. I mean, you can only play 1 a turn anyway, and I think Colby's going to try to end the game this turn. And so, to me, that's what that signals. Him putting Mass Saiyan down signals. You know what? I'm going to go all in this turn. I'm going to try to beat you this turn. Red Hood Warzone. I don't know what to play for states. Any ideas? My idea is to play what you're comfortable with, man. Play something you're comfortable with. Play something that you can play multiple rounds of best of 3 content with, and just take your time, man. Play something that you're comfortable with. I see too many people try to switch their decks the day before, and it can really cost them the match or cost them the tournament. Colby attacking 15,000 into 15,000, killing that Gohan and drawing a card. Now Colby with a sizable hand here. Colby decided to play 4. Looks like the playouts. There it is, Big Mama yet again. Chris with 3 cards in hand, attacking 25,000 into 15,000. 25,000 being the magic number, guys. Again, that's the number we always talk about getting to. It looks like Chris might be pitching a Goku, it looks like, out of hand. I can see just a corner of it there. But, again, 25,000 is a magic number. It requires Chris to have a Piccolo and something else in order to get there, which he has a Bulma and a Buu on field, so it's not that unreasonable to get to. But still, very good. And it looks like Chris just kind of cleared his board to stop that attack. Colby's just going to pass. And okay, I'm okay with that. I'll go with 2 energy in hand. You have 2 cards in hand. I'll wait till next turn. Again, Colby deciding not to play his Mass Saiyan. I don't like it. Saving it for his kill turn. Very smart. Chris playing out that Buu. Drawing a card. Again, something Colby could have done that turn too if he really wanted to go for the kill there. He could have played Mass Saiyan first to clear that field and then set it up to where he doesn't have the ability to combo with those Boos and Bulmas. And there's that 5-drop the 5-drop Android we talked about. Again, very good in this matchup. A great sideboard play. There's a Piccolo. Looks like he wants to get Colby to 2 life. Because these cards are essentially free. Because he's going to draw back up to 4 with this Android attack here. So Colby has to decide what he wants to do. Obviously, the best thing he could do is just take this hit and try to beat the 4-card hit from the Android here. Because if he beats this, then he essentially has his opponent probably game next turn. So we'll see what he can do here. Colby, I think he has at least 1 Trunks in hand. I can't quite see his hand. Colby trying to decide. Obviously, Colby thinks he can beat her. He wouldn't have took the hit. He would have stopped the Soul Shaker hit. So Colby feeling comfortable. Also, it's possible Colby might have a negate here, maybe? I'm trying to figure out why Colby's looking at his opponent's graveyard here. Though, I think if he has a negate, he would just snap to it, right? So, like, no, it does have a Trunks in hand, so we do see the Trunks and multiple androids. Again, if he can put Twin Brother down, if he can get Twin Brother down here and attack twice with Big Mama Android, then that's going to be game probably for Chris. So we'll see what Chris decides to do. He might not even decide to go all in here. He might just attack. Okay. Chris, it looks like maybe he said no combos. Maybe Chris is still deciding if he wants to combo or not. I think Colby's trying to figure out what he might want to combo, because Colby seems to be the one looking at his hand quite a bit here. So I think Colby's just trying to figure out what he wants to defend with. Right? Twin Sisters, not that necessary. What did he get from the trunks? I didn't see. I tried to look. I didn't see. Ooh, devastating turn coming in this time for Colby here. Gonna be able to attack. And he gets Cell Chain here, guys. He might go up the 5-drop here with the Twin Sister. Yeah, he could play actually go up the 5-drop with Twin Sister, kill the 5-drop, put pressure on with Cell, and then play Twin Sister as well. Attack with. Yeah, I think he actually has enough energy to play Cell, Twin Sister, and Mass in this turn, and have one energy open. This is going to be a devastating turn coming from Colby here. I think Chris, though, might be able to stop it with 4 cards in hand. It's possible. 140 viewers. Holy crap, guys. Thank you so much for coming out 12 o'clock in the evening. Check us out. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to have amazing games coming up. Colby attacking 25,000 into 15,000. Big Mama 18 into Goku here. Love this card. Chris going to have to find a card to discard here. See what he decides to do. Again, can't quite see his hand. He has that hand shuffling. It's so fast. It's actually just a blur of colors and foil. A Dodo player. No more Yugi. No more Magic. Only DBS all day. Exactly. Curl up on the couch, guys. Get some ice cream and enjoy some amazing games of Dragon Ball Super here. I don't know how many rounds it is. I actually didn't hear. We're in an amazing room that PPG put together, streaming room, so we're not sure exactly how many rounds it is. I think Chris is still deciding what card to discard here, which is, again, he could choose the wrong card here, and literally he's going to choose something. And actually, that was a combo. So he actually comboed up to 25. So what happened? Has 1 card in hand. All right, Colby attacking with androids. Going to draw a card. Draws another twin brother. He actually could just double twin brother here and just attack in multiple times with this android, which might be what he does here. Because actually Chris took it with the 3, so that's absolutely probably what he'll do here. So he has 20,000. Ooh, 20,000 to 15,000. Chris has 1 card in hand. Colby going to ditch 1 card to ready Big Mama here. Colby has the ability to play another twin brother after this too and ready her again. Ugh, this card, guys. I just cannot explain enough how devastating this card is. Looks like the card that Chris pitched was a Sensu Bean. So that's why. It was actually maybe 20 to 20 here. Chris going to snap take it. Has to. Goes on to 1 card in hand. Colby has the ability to, again, play Twin Brother again. Attack in for 20,000. Even has Mass Saiyan in hand too. He could also, if he wanted to right now, actually Cell Chain as well. There's Mass Saiyan. Yeah.